Hi, I'm Kelly, a volunteer with Appalachian Wildlife Refuge, and I'm here with your Tuesday Tales. And don't forget to follow us on any or all of our social media platforms to get updates on animals daily in our care in our North Carolina facility. I'm coming to you today from home in western Massachusetts, and I have my black squirrel sweatshirt on for two reasons. One, it's pretty chilly here right now, but beautiful and crisp, nice fall day. And also western Massachusetts is home to one of the biggest black squirrel populations. So I'm not sure where you're viewing from, but I'd be curious to know if you do have black squirrels in your area. If you want to do a little more research, you can see where they originated in the United States and how they migrated to western Massachusetts. So be sure to follow at the end to see the answer to last week's Tuesday Tales trivia question and to get this week's Tuesday Tales trivia question. So I'm going to read two really short books that are kind of related to one another. They're nonfiction, and one is At the Pond and the other is Ducks. It's a little nonfiction for your bedtime story tonight. So At the Pond is a vocabulary reader that teachers use to build vocabulary for additional Tier 2 and Tier 3 vocabulary. And when you read the nonfiction books, it's really important that for readers that may not know the words, look at the pictures. The pictures are really going to help you solve those words. So we have some key vocabulary today. Bank, the land around a pond, a lake, or a river. A crater, a hole in the ground that is shaped like a bowl. Edge, the place where something ends. Moss, small green plants that grow on the ground, rocks, or trees. Path, a track on the ground made by walking on it a lot. A track that's made by people. Shallow means not deep. And this is an illustration of the path. This path goes to a pond. And with nonfiction, you're going to have real photos and labels. And we have a deer and some moss. A deer is at the edge of the pond or the perimeter, and some moss grows here too. We have a turtle. A turtle sits on the bank of the pond. The water is not deep, it is shallow. Kind of like the shallow end of your pool. There's an in-ground pool, usually there's a shallow end before it starts going a little bit deeper, where it's harder to stand up in. Look at this sunfish, so colorful, along with the fish eggs. Two of our nonfiction features. A sunfish digs a small crater. The fish lays its eggs in the crater. You might have also heard crater in relationship to the moon. We have craters in the moon. So that's it for this little short story, and then it asks you some questions like, where might you find some moss? Where might you find a path? And what other things have an edge? Shapes have edges, right? Pencils have edges. And now we're going to read about the ducks that could live near a pond. Also, vocabulary reader. Our key vocabulary is going to be highlighted in yellow. It is hot now. The grass is green. The duck has a nest. She has new eggs. The duck sits on the eggs. The eggs start to open. The new ducks grow up. The new ducks swim in the water. It is fall now, and that's the season that's going to start tomorrow on September 22nd. And the leaves start to fall down after they turn those gorgeous colors. It's cold now, and each duck goes away. I know last week in Massachusetts, we heard the first Canadian geese fly south, which is that way, overhead, and it kind of tells us up here that the summer is almost over and the cooler weather is coming. So if you are in the south, they may have already arrived at your destination. The yellow sun gets hot. The ducks come back. So as the seasons change, the Canadian geese will come back. Just thought of a curious question. What is one thing that's the same in both books? Something with the sunfish and the duck. Something that's the same. So 2 quick books this evening that are similarly connected. So here's the answer to last week's Tuesday Tales trivia question. How many miles did we transport animals in June of this year, 2020? The answer is 2,119 miles. And that means 3 different things. It means the mileage for animals that were brought to the facility from our volunteers, animals that might have been brought to home-based rehabbers, and animals that have been brought to our partner facility. So that encompasses a lot of people helping our wildlife. And this is this week's Tuesday Tales trivia question. Comment below, and then I'll give you your answer next week. Why do a possum drool? Why do a possum drool? Put your answer in the comments below, and we'll see you next Tuesday for next week's Tuesday Tales tale, and also for the answer and next week's question. Enjoy the week and stay warm.